Well, today we're going to check out a BMW EV, and at just under $24,000 right away, it's one of the cheapest brand new BMW EVs you can buy in Australia. We're going to interview an owner who's had one for about 6 months and see what his thoughts are. And also at the end of the video, we'll go through the full specifications and show some additional shots. So stay with us as we have a look at the BMW CE04.
This video is brought to you by Regen EV Charging Install, Australia's residential and commercial EVSE installation specialists. Links to these sponsors are in the show notes.
Welcome to Electric Car Australia, the genuine Aussie EV channel for the real world. Hi, my name's Greg, and as mentioned, today we're going to have a look at the fantastic BMW CE04 Scooter, or electric motorcycle. Now, before we get into it, I'd just like to say a big shout out to my financial supporters. Thanks guys for your support. You can check the names of those guys out at the end of the video, and also our video sponsor. If you're looking to get a EV charger installed either at your home or your commercial properties, please check those guys out. The links are in the show notes. And if you'd like some personalised one-on-one advice on an EV, you can register and book a session with myself using the address at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so let's get into it. So today I'm going to be showing an interview I done with Bowden, who's the proud owner of a BMW CE04. I caught up with Bowden late last year at an EV event here in Brisbane. Now, he's owned the vehicle for about 6 months, as I said, and he'll do a really good run through of his ownership and buying experience, what he likes about the bike, what he doesn't like, and there's a bit of controversy as to whether you're calling these guys an electric scooter, electric motorcycle or electric bike, because as we know, there's lots and lots of different models on the market now, but with a top speed of around 120 kilometers an hour, it's a very quick scooter or a lower powered electric motorcycle. But at $24,000 right away, it's certainly the cheapest BMW EV you'll buy in Australia. So let's check out just what an owner thinks. So we've just had a look at the Honda E outside, and we've come across another unique EV that I haven't seen. So we've got the owner, Bowden. Hi Bowden, welcome to the channel.
Hello.
Now tell us about this fantastic machine, a BMW.
So yeah, this is the BMW CE04. This is sort of BMW's second generation electric scooter. There was a previous model, the C Evolution, that we didn't get here in Australia. It was kind of like a Europe only proposition. But yeah, so this is BMW's big push towards electrification across all of their brands, I guess. So yeah, it's electric scooter. You're looking about 130 kilometre range is what Beamer quotes on the test cycle, and then I can actually get that if I ride sensibly. How I ride it, I typically get about 100 to 120 Ks. Performance is excellent. I've yet to have another vehicle beat me at the traffic light GP.
Have you got any speeding tickets yet?
Yes, I have had a speeding ticket on this already, and I've only had it since May.
That is a downside of EVs. Built driven there, yeah, big downside of EVs. You quite often get unknown, well, not unknown, but speeding tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is also my daily commuter, so I use this for my commute to the office 2 and 3 days a week. For that, I can do that on a single charge, no problem. I commute from the south side of Brisbane to the north side. It's about 30-kilometre round trip. So I can do it on a single charge, no problem. I plug it into the charger every Saturday morning. I charge it solar, so between the servicing being included for the first 3 years, my running costs are essentially about as close to zero as you can get. It's basically just tyres, registration and insurance.
Okay, and how does it handle? Because I'm a motorcycle rider as well as an EV car owner. I'd imagine there's a bit of weight in it. How's the weight distribution?
So it's pretty good. It is 230 kilos, so in terms of weight, it is, it's a bit on the heavy side for a scooter. But because the batteries are all down here below below the footboard, the centre of gravity is extremely low. The batteries are actually sort of just below the axle line, so you sort of get, at low speeds, you sort of get this almost like self-balancing toy effect just a little bit. You can sort of feel the bike wants to stand up on its own.
Yeah,
so it does help with low speed riding and sort of when you're parking it and things like that.
Yeah, I've got a 600cc road bike, so it's 200 kilos dry weight. So when you fill it with fuel and oil and water and everything else, it'd be up around that as well. But like you say, probably heavyish for a scooter.
Yeah.
Nice big seat, so you can obviously take a pillion passenger.
The seat's heated as well, so it's all the
heated seats.
All the CE04s we get in Australia they come fully loaded.
Wow.
Basically, your only options are your paint colour, whether you want an alarm system or not, and whether you want the quick charger. Basically,
fantastic.
So other than that, they all come fully loaded. In Europe, you can get them more stripped down without things like the cornering headlights and the heated grips and things like that, and they're a little bit cheaper. But in Australia, we only get them fully loaded.
Yeah, that's right. They select the models. If you don't mind sharing, what sort of money would this be worth?
So as it sits here, so with the Avant-Garde pack, which is the dark grey paints, the stickers, the orange highlights, and the quick charger, it's about 25 grand out the door.
Right.
If you buy one now, the dark grey colour is no longer available. They've changed. The Avant-Garde pack now comes with the dark blue colour instead, but same cost and everything else is pretty much the same.
Yeah, and what about availability? Do you have to order them, wait?
Yeah, the BMW kind of only does bikes to order.
Yes.
You may find a dealer with a demonstrator and things in stock they may sell. There's a couple of dealers who are sort of churning the demonstrators now, so you may be able to get one of those. Other than that, it's an order from BMW. It'll be here typically within about 2 to 3 months. I had to wait a little longer because I ordered it the worst time. I ordered mine in August last year, and they had production delays related to the war in Ukraine, then they had some other delays, and then once the bike was built, there was a German dock worker strike, so it was sitting on the docks in a container for a little while. I didn't get. Originally was scheduled for delivery in mid-January, but I didn't end up getting mine until May.
Right. Okay, but that's not too bad. If you're in the market, another month or two is. And
at the moment, it's also kind of a party of one because there's not really much else that directly competes with this now. Everything else, like a lot of the other electric motorcycles on the market, are either like the really small and cheap ones that sort of have a limited top speed and a limited range and are cheaper, or you got your Energicas and your Harley Davidson live wires and whatnot. They're all like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, but do offer a little more performance and a little more range.
So that leads into the question: what made you decide on one of these? Was it just that it was in that market on its own?
That, but also the styling. So originally BMW launched the Definition CE04 concept. And I saw it and I was like, it looks cool, but the production version won't look anything like that. They never do.
Yeah.
And then about a year later, they said, we're putting it into production. Here's the production version. And it was just the concept bike with a number plate. And I was like, well, they've called my bluff now. I've got to put my money where my mouth is. So I ended up putting my money down for one.
Fantastic. So if somebody was interested, you just recommend they go into their local
BMW Motorrad dealer. So there's a couple of those in Brisbane. I got mine from Morgan and Wacker in Breakfast Creek. Can definitely recommend those guys. Very friendly. But any BMW motorcycle dealer can order one of these in if they don't have one in stock.
Well, you learn something new every day. I didn't even know that these were in the market, and Morgan and Wacker are just down the road from me as well. So I'll have to get my act together and bring you guys some more videos on these machines. So thanks very much.
No worries.
Really appreciate your time. I won't shake hands because I've got the camera in the wrong hand. So have a great day.
You
Cheers.
too.
Bye.
Well, that's it for another video. And I'm sure you'll agree the CE04 is an impressive electric mobility device. I'd really like to hear your comments in the show notes. Is this something that you'd be interested in or not? Is it something that you'd have a look at instead of an electric motorcycle? Or would you trade up from an e-bike? And let's face it, some of the normal sort of pedal e-bikes now, they're getting up into the $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 range. So would you trade up and look at something like this as a premium electric scooter? So yeah, leave your comments in the show notes. If you've enjoyed the video, please, by all means, share it with your mates, give it the thumbs up and do all that good stuff. And of course, if you'd like to join our financial supporters, I'd really appreciate a couple of dollars there. You can visit the platforms that are shown below and make a one-off donation or a regular monthly contribution. And of course, don't forget our channel sponsor, Regen EV Charging installs for all your EV charging requirements. And if you'd like to have any independent real world advice on EVs, by all means visit my website, and the address for that one's below. Well, that's it for another video. Take care, look after your friends and family, and we'll talk soon. Cheers.